the Almost 10, brought to you by Beyond Wednesdays. Let's get into it. And speaking of aliens, it starts with one of the coolest comic books ever. There's a couple of these I want to believe variants out there, and I own none of them. I do own, I think, the 0 and the -1 X-Files back in the day, which they put out, but I don't own any of the I want to believe variants. And this is a very, very cool one right here. This is from the second series, right, Ben? Volume 2.
Yeah, this is well, I don't know. I don't know how they
Season
did their
10.
season 10, so I don't know how they or like which order they were in. But yeah, the season 10
is what they called it, which I think that might have been volume 2 of X-Files. So
from
is it 2?
IDW.
Okay, it must be 2 then. Okay, because I thought it was 1.
It started with Topps Comics, right?
Yeah,
Remember back in the day, Topps had the X-Files. So I think that was volume 1, and then this is volume 2 of X. But I guess it's season 10. That's all we need to say. X-Files season 10, number 1, the 1 in 25 variant.
Good luck.
Yeah, and first of all, thank you, Comic Chef. Says Bird City Comics, you guys rock. Didn't get a copy, but really glad you sold out. See, that's all. Can we not just be happy for some of these retailers? I mean, I love that. I appreciate that. Yes, X-Files is a 1 in 25. I don't remember what. Hey, and I agree. Playing the X-Files does have, and not just a cool photo variants. They have a lot of cool variants that are. There's a Smoking Man one that is so cool. That's real. I mean, they're just impossible to find. This one is real. I mean, you think about it, it's a 1 in 25. If this was the first IDW run of it, it's got to be really hard. It's got blood spatter on the front. It's awesome. Sold for $140 this week. I don't know if I would pay $140 for this. I might though. I don't know.
Yes, it depends. It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
I mean, there's 2 listings, and one is in Europe or Australia. I mean, you're basically paying $200 out the door. The other one is local, no Ben or BO, just Ben plus $8.99, 200 something. So there's only 2 listings, so
yeah. The Topps run. Let me see here. The Topps run lasted.
I love this cover.
Let's see here. There's a little Wikipedia on it. What do you know?
Yeah, there's another one that I've mentioned that me and Longshore has been talked about before, and it's on all red I Want to Believe cover, and that one's awesome too. I do have that one. I don't have this one though.
So it looks like there was a Topps run that had volume that lasted till issue 12, I believe. There was a Checker Book Publishing run and a Titan Books run too. So a couple runs of X-Files, which is very interesting. Check them out. Definitely go look for the Topps ones, especially the -1 and the 0 one. I think there's a 1/2 also. So yeah, very, very cool stuff. All right, next on the Almost 10, a beautiful Natalie Sanders variant. I mean, this one is. I'm not the biggest Natalie Sanders fan, but this one right here is beyond striking. Gotham City Year 1, number 2, the Sanders 1 in 25 variant. This is amazing. It's got to be her dress or something. It's just maybe it's her pose. I don't know what it is, but this one's good.
Yeah, this one just came out this week. It's not selling for a lot. I mean, it's not huge. It's only 25 to 30, which is why it's on the Almost 10. But it doesn't. I guess it's not super sexualized like a lot of the other covers that we're used to seeing, and I think that may have something to do with it. The pearls kind of adds to it as well, but it just looks different. I think the gold dress, but I think it just kind of has that look of, it almost looks like just a photo. It just looks like a photo cover.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's beautiful. All right, next we have Brooklyn Knight, number 1. And as you guys can see, a Brooklyn Nets custom edition Marvel comic book right here, which is very interesting. You guys know we love this type of stuff here on this channel and in this community. We love these weird books like this, and this is definitely one of them. What's the deal with this?
Okay, I had never seen this before, ever.
I've
I
never
didn't even
seen
know it. I didn't even know that this is a Diodato cover. Um, yeah, so which is even more cool. I don't know. They did this, and it was like a giveaway at, I guess, at the Nets for a Nets game or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not new or anything. Obviously, that Marvel Custom Edition logo looks like it's like 2013, 2014 ish, something.
Yeah, something like
Just based
that.
on the
Came out
late.
January of 2013 is the cover date. Release date is November 3rd, 2012. Though.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, so still it's like 10 years old. I've never seen this. I'm not a Nets fan. Otherwise, if it were a Spurs cover, then I would want it for sure. Um, but yeah, so there was a CGC 96 that sold for 150 for this. Like I said, I just thought it was a really cool book that and everybody says that we got to 100 likes or 100 thumbs up. Thank you guys. We will do the giveaway later in the show. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
this is just an interesting book. I was like, I think everybody probably needs to see this.
Well, I think that's cool and stuff, and I love this type of stuff. But this kind of reminds me of something even cooler from back in the day. And I don't know if you guys kind of know where I'm going with this, but I remember one year was one of the first years that I remember as a kid asking for anything other than toys, and that was
Oh yeah.
look how badass those things are, dude.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Those
either
things
those. If you didn't have money for Nikes, it was either those or K Swiss or
Yeah,
Adidas Shell
well,
Toe.
they're actually British Knights, but I always called them Brooklyn Knights back in the day. But it is what it is. BKs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Forgot all
All
about
right.
those.
Next we've got on the almost 10. Venomized. What is this? This is a Venom 1 in 25, Venomized number 2, Bagley 1 in 25, the pizza variant.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this sold for $100 this week. I don't really know. I don't. Richie would know more than me. I don't know if there's any first appearances, but I mean, it's kind of cool that he's just like hanging out on the side of a building eating pizza, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. I mean, it's $100 book though. So
This is a $100 book?
yeah, I mean, what do I know?
Wow. I feel like
Is
I've
there
sold this before for super cheap.
is there anything going on in this book, Richie?
I mean, I is this what year? 2017. What year is
Maybe,
this?
maybe.
18. That was
I don't
when
know
the
those.
Venomizer was going on. I think 2017, 2016. No, I don't see nothing. Probably not a lot of them out there though. I mean, once Venom after 2011, before Cates took over, like the after the first issue, I mean, those things really cut. So I bet there's not a lot of those out there.
Interesting. All right. Next we have. Now, this isn't the exact book. This is Deja Taurus and the White Apes of Mars, number 2. Now, there's a Garza 1 in 10 variant, right, Ben? And it.
No, this is the book.
Okay, but on the one, isn't it on the 1 in 10? Don't they have like nudity?
I don't know that, but this is
Okay.
the book that I saw. I didn't even
Okay.
know. First of all, I don't even know what that means. The White Apes of Mars. I have no idea what that means. I don't even know. I'll be honest. I don't even really know what Deja Thoris is even about.
It's old school science fiction, like
Like
Robert
like Planet of
Ellison,
the Apes kind of deal, and
Harlan
and
Ellison.
powerful women in bikinis and sexy, like all band together, and they, it's science fiction stuff, different planets, different galaxies and shit like that.
So what's the deal with the White Apes of Mars?
That's just back in the days in the 20s. That was one of the things that they went with to sell books. I think it wasn't John. Yeah, John Carter on the Warlord of Mars. Yeah, yep, from the pages of Warlord of Mars. Yep.
I like that cover.
Yeah.
And it's Ali Garza. It's not. I don't think this is not an incentive. I think it's just like a B variant or like a B
It's a one.
cover or something. Is it a 1 in
There is
10?
a 1 in 10. There is a 1 in 10 of this that is a nudity variant, and then there's this one. You're right. That is a B cover, I believe.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
this sold for $55 this week. So, I like I said, I didn't even know that this was a title. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's just I don't know. It's really strange. Some of these I mean, we all look at Dynamite stuff now, and we're like, oh my gosh, they've got 87 covers on every single title every single week. But man, like 10 years ago, like I don't know why these covers are hard to find.
So this is a 1 in 10, right? Because
No, this one right here is not a 1 in 10.
my comic shop has it as 1 in 10.
Yeah, I think it is a 1 in 10. And then
Oh, this is
Smash and Hero is saying that the nude variant is a 1 in 35.
1 in 35, yeah.
so
Yeah.
that so my comic shop says this book is a 1 in 10. Okay.
Yes, yes. It says that there's also a DF, a Dynamic Forces variant as well. They're not showing the display because I'm guessing those are the nudity ones. But yeah, it says limited 1 in 10 variant cover by Ala Garza, Mark Rana, and Louis Antonio First, the artist.
Cool.
All right.
How much was this? 55?
$55.
Wow. All right, next on the list, a book we've had show up on this show before, and it's back. Deathstroke number 12 from the New 52 era. This is the Rob Liefeld cover, and as you guys can see, Lobo looks terrible.
I mean, it's unsurprising, but I mean, yeah, I mean
I don't think Liefeld can draw of somebody's face that doesn't look exactly the same than every face he's drawn before, unless it has a mask on it, which is one funny thing. Another funny thing is I love how he's kind of like trolling everybody by doing a Deathstroke book.
That's cool. I agree.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, that's true. Kind of is.
It shows that he's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I don't know the guy. I've never even watched his shows or anything like that. I don't know but I don't know. This was selling for like 10 or 15 bucks, but this week it was selling for 35. I I don't know.
It's
I
a
can't
tough book to
imagine.
find.
I can't imagine spending $35 on this. His name is the only on the title. Did he write this as well?
I think so, yes.
So he's homaging. I mean, we all know it's originally homaging IH 340, right? But he's homaging also that Wolverine 154, 155, right? Where it's Deadpool's in the blade, or yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
gotcha.
Yeah, and then he's trolling himself with dead. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just super weird. The whole thing. I don't know. I can't imagine spending $35 on this because I can't. To be honest, I don't even really. I'm not even looking at the book right now. I'm looking at you guys on the left side of the screen. I just can't look at the book. It just looks so bad. I just can't do it. Now I'm reading the comments on the in the chat.
If he didn't just, I think he's okay. Like for his own style, it's just that he makes every face look like Soda Popensky from Mike
Yeah,
Tyson.
the eyes are the same. It's very, very weird, man. It's the same face on every single character, and that's just the way it looks. Whether you're a fan or not. So, all right, next we have got an interesting one, a very interesting one right here. This goes back old school in a way. Ant and the Aardvark number 1, the Jeff Scherer hippie variant. Right here, which is very interesting. It came out in 2018. This is not an old book. This is a recent variant, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like this is from what American Mythology, is that who the publisher is? They've
Yeah.
done they've done several of these, like they did the Pink Panther and they did like Wonder Dog and some of the other, kind of classic cartoons or whatever. And I remember Ant the Aardvark because it was just a weird it was a weird cartoon, but
Yeah.
um but I think this was like maybe 2 issues or three. It wasn't many. I mean, it's not like they did a whole bunch of issues of this. Um, this is not. I don't. Again, I don't know if it's an incentive, but I didn't see that it was an incentive. But it sells for $25. So
There's 3
don't.
covers to this. There's an A cover, this B cover, and a C cover that's like a animation flashback variant. Both A and B covers are by Jeff Shearer, but the B cover is the one that seems to be selling for the most.
It's interesting. I mean, it's another one of these things that, like, just because it looks weird doesn't mean that people don't pay money for it.
Right.
Um,
Right.
I mean, if somebody remembers this from their childhood, and
Yeah.
this is, I mean, because I don't even know if there is another Ant and Aardvark book out there. So, if they're like, oh, I remember that from my childhood, I want something. I mean, it's not like this stuff is plentiful on, in other mediums or anything like that. This
So
is what they
25
want.
bucks is a good buy, you think, huh?
I don't know. I mean,
if you're into this kind of.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure there can't be that many of these out there.
Yeah. What is this selling for? 25?
25.
Nice. All right, next on the Almost 10, we have a great book, one of my all-time favorite books, 30 Days of Night, #1. Just such a pivotal comic book, especially in the 90s, early 2000s. It was one of those like second wave of independent comics, I feel like. Early IDW book, like one of the first IDW books, if I remember correctly. Tough to find, a very low print run. Just very cool book. And of course, the start of Ben Templesmith and Steve Niles, amazing writer. Shout out to Steve Niles, who came on a Comic Book Women episode way back and was just such a cool dude. And of course, just continuing to make great stuff out there. And then, of course, Ben Templesmith, his art is very, very visceral and just, it's got this very weird look to it, but it is perfect, especially for the crazy vampires of 30 Days a Night. And it's just as weird as he is, because that dude is weird in a good way.
Yeah, definitely. If you can find the second print one, man, that might be scarce.
Well, you think the second print one is scarce? This is the scarce one right here, you guys. This is the rare issue that was kind of like put out. It is the spiral bound edition, which came in a clear hard plastic cover with a cardstock backing. It was distributed to some retailers prior to the public release and contained a full preview plus an introductory letter. Very, very tough to find. It is one of the books that I have as one of my longest running eBay search terms is this book right here.
And just never comes up for sale.
Either I miss it or it never comes up. One of the two.
That is crazy. Well, this #1, and yeah, I agree. I love these old IDWs with the old light bulb. I don't know why they changed it. I love the freaking light bulb. But this has always been like, $60, $70, $80 book. It's like Brian said, this is not, I don't know if I've ever seen it actually for sale, like at a local comic shop or anything like that. This week it sold for, what I say, 125. So I'm not sure, I don't know if there's anything 30 days, if there's anything new, if they're coming out with a new series or anything like that, but or it's just one of those things that it's hard to find. People list them high and they don't really take very many best offers on them.
Plus, you got comic book history too.
Yeah, Ashley Wood covers, interior art by Ben Templesmith, Steve Niles written, who's one of the best writers in not just comics, but the entire medium of entertainment. Very, very, like I said, it's a pivotal book in comic book history. The movie was great. The movie was creepy, definitely not as creepy as the book when you first read the book, but it hit it pretty damn perfect. The guy that played the main vampire guy, and I remember like how good the main character is, that Josh Hartnett guy was in it. Wasn't that 30 Days a Night with Josh Hartnett? Am I thinking of the wrong movie?
Are you thinking of 28 Days Later?
I'm maybe thinking. No, I'm thinking 30 Days a
Zombie
Night.
movie? Okay.
No,
30 Days a Night. Hold it. Josh Hartnett was in that movie where it was like 30 Days Celibate or something like that.
no, this is the one where so 30 Days a Night was where in Alaska. Yeah, I was right. Where the sun doesn't at some point during the season the sun doesn't come up for a whole month, right? So
Right.
days are nighttime, and that's when the vampires show up. And oh man, it was a great freaking movie back then. It was the first time where like a lot of us had to be like, yeah, Josh Hartnett's a badass, man. Like this is
What was the one that he was in where he was like had to be celibate? What was that
12.
called?
Yeah, that's old school from like 1999.
Yeah, what was that movie called?
It had the one girl. She was so popular back then. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of the name.
I can't either. But it was
Somebody in
like
the chat's gotta know
2000.
the name.
It was like a late 90s movie, right?
40 Days and 40
Days,
Nights or
40
something.
40 Days, 40 Nights. Yeah.
Thanks, Everett.
Something like that. Yeah. Great stuff, man.
I know
Great
there was a
stuff.
bunch. I knew there was some number of days in it.
All right, next on the almost 10. How much did you say these were selling for? The first prints?
100 and a quarter.
Wow. And what I wonder what the second prints are selling for. Does anybody know? Second prints were released quite a bit later, if I remember correctly. Anyways, next on the list, an old school. I love these steampunk covers. This is Superman, Wonder Woman, number 5, the steampunk cover, and it's a 1 in 25 steampunk variant. You guys know these steampunk variants are very, very tough to come by. This is one of the best ones. Not as good as this one, but definitely one of the best, I will say for sure.
What is this? Is this Panosian? Is that who did the cover on this?
I believe so. Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean I like it. I like the way Superman's like wearing like his like suit and he's carrying all the stuff for Wonder Woman. But I think obviously it's the Wonder Woman that makes this cover, which is
Yes.
the same thing that makes the J.G. Jones one as well. But
Yeah.
and the Batgirl is really good on this. But this whole steampunk thing is
The
a lot of
Harley.
these. Yeah, they're really some of them are really hard to find. This one is definitely one of the not more common ones. Um, Raw, $400 this week for this. So if
Yeah.
you $400 raw this week. So yeah, it's kind of one of those. If you didn't pick it up before when you could probably get it for 100 or less, you may have missed the boat.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next, we've got one of my all-time favorites, The Adventures of Pussycat, right here. Like, how can you not love this, man? Marvel 1968. And if you're going to tell me that Marvel didn't know what they were doing or didn't have some type of sexual innuendo going here, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the lady is a swinger.
Exactly.
I mean, there's literally nothing on this cover that doesn't scream innuendo.
There's a Canadian price variant for this too, so be on the lookout for that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this.
Chad gave.
Okay.
I just showed you something, Chad.
I don't think it's a Canadian price variant. I think it's a cover price variant.
No, there is a Canadian price variant. This is the regular variant.
Yeah, it's a 40 cents. But I think they just called it cover price variant. I don't know.
Whatever. Well, yeah.
Bryan
Comix.org calls it the Canadian. The 40 cent is the Canadian. The 35 cent. You can see.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you can see on this one it does say 40 cent in Canada, and then on the actual Canadian you can see it says 40 cents.
Yeah, it's back in 68. So you're thinking, well, Canadian price variants, aren't they typically like, I don't know, 20%? You're thinking like a 15-20% jack? No. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Really cool. Really cool.
Yeah, it is. It is a cool book.
Thank you, Chad. That freaking, you're awesome, dude.
Oh yeah. Chad's the best.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, anyways, this sold for 300. It was like all the other prior sales were like 150. This sold for 300.
Wow. Wow.
Like,
I think it's worth it, right?
Yeah.
if I'm spending $300, this is like one of those books that's like, oh, that completely stands out.
It's got to be tough too, right? And high grade and to find. I mean, online retailers seen this book as high as $800 raw.
Yeah. We have a couple more, you guys. Shout out to Richie for this one. This is a sale this week that just shows you guys be on the lookout for these Mark Jewelers. I know everybody knows about Mark Jewelers, but there is some crazy books out there that you can still find Mark Jeweler variants for. And this is the Amazing Spider-Man 301 Mark Jeweler variant that recently sold this week, raw for how much, Richie?
I think there was a ton of bids. It ended up at like $580 plus shipping.
Yeah, like it was crazy, man. But beautiful, beautiful interior centerfold right there. How much do you guys think a Mark Jewelers interior centerfold adds to the price of a book? Do you think it's like, how much percentage? Do you think it's like at least 25%?
It depends on the book. I mean,
Yeah,
like New Mutants 98. I mean, what 9/8 self? I mean, it also depends on condition too. I mean, if you can get a 9/8 Mark Jewelers, like that's really hard to get. So it could exponentially go up if you get a 9/8 Mark Jewelers.
Iconic cover. You got the newsstand on the front. Remember with Mark Jewelers, you guys all know, I mean, our chat savvy, but if you are new, Mark Jewelers were designed to show up in areas where our U.S. servicemen were stationed at. And basically what the I guess you could say the numbers guys figured out is about 5% or less of each print run of each title. 5% of that print run's title or less were Mark Jewelers National Diamond Sales and or Alka-Seltzer inserts.
Oh my gosh, Chad. Man.
I can do this all day.
You're the best, man. Appreciate you guys. You guys, 204 live watching right now, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We have a great giveaway tonight, care of the creators of The Abolition of Man. So make sure you guys be active in the chat. That's how we do our giveaways. We choose somebody randomly that is active in the live chat. At least that's how we do our live show giveaways. And that's the giveaway tonight, live show. Thank you for everybody that got us to 100 thumbs up. If you can, please take us even higher, you guys. Let's get to 200 thumbs up. So hit those thumbs up button and stick around for the giveaway later in the show.
Man, if you get to 200, man, I might have to go crazy.
All that. Well, we have one more book on the Almost 10, you guys, and this is a book that I picked up yesterday at a local comic shop here in the Valley, Surprise Comics. First time I've been into the store. I went in to get some bags and boards and just kind of checking out stuff, and I came across this Black Panther #1, the Black Panther homage variant, and I have never seen this. Don't worry, we won't tell her, Chad. I've never seen this ever, and if I would have seen this as an image, I would have thought it was fake. But obviously, it's real. They sell for about $7 to $10 online, which isn't bad, but pretty interesting image right there. So go get your Black Panther #1, the Black Panther homage right there.
This is the no neck variant.
Yeah, that's the no neck variant. Yeah, so very interesting. You know what? I think we were talking on the radar the other day, and there was a story being told of somebody going into the most recent Black Panther dressed up in a Black Panther costume, and there are going to be crazy images of people dressed up not only in costumes but all kinds of stuff coming up for the new Black Panther movie that's coming out. And the most amazing stuff is the people that have seen the movie already that have been talking about it. And there's a couple reviews of people who are walking out from the movie theater that immediately just jump on, and you could see it when they talk about it, like how the emotion comes up in them when they talk about the movie and how great it was. It's going to be a good movie. So make sure you guys, if you get a chance, go check out the movie as soon as it comes out, because I think it's going to be really, really good. And this is a nice little Halloween book for the Almost 10. Shout out to Lewis that says, please consider this my variant and exclusive donation. There we go. I appreciate you. At some point, there will be one of those. So that being said, thanks, you guys. That is the Almost 10 for November 4th, 2022.